Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. This week I have an email from a woman who says, "First of all, thanks so much for your inspiring and helpful work. I found you on a podcast and I've been following ever since." Well, thank you so much for following. I've been dating this man for almost 2 years. We are long distance as he lives in the US and I live in Mexico. Whenever we're together, we have such a great time. It's almost like a honeymoon. Well, of course, that's what happens when you're in a long-distance relationship. It is like a honeymoon because you don't see each other all the time. And we keep in touch every day. I recently suspected that he was seeing someone else. He sent me a kind of a naughty text that was obviously not for me. I suppose I should have let it go, but well, I didn't. I confronted him and he did not deny it, and he got very upset, and now he's giving me the cold shoulder. Yeah, he got upset because you caught him, and instead of reassuring you, he got upset. He still contacts me every day, but he refuses to do more than small talk. We are not even talking on the phone. He keeps me on WhatsApp. He says he is processing what I told him, but it has been a week now. It is clear to me that he knows I am not going anywhere as I love him very much. A part of me is on the verge of breaking up, but another part is desperate to have him back. So you're battling amongst yourself. The strong part of you thinks that you should break up, but the weaker part of you is desperate and wants to hold on. So how are we going to solve this? Okay, I really don't know how to proceed. Or better, I know clearly what I should do, send him away and find me a better fit, but I cannot seem to get down to it. Yes, your head and your heart are having a civil war. Even as I write this to you, I see the absurd and humiliating position I'm in, and still I can't find the courage to text him, "Get out of my life." And I wonder what needs to happen for me so I can show up for myself and finally do what is right. A part of me still thinks I can get him back. Well, I don't know that he's gone, so I don't know what there is to get back. My question to you is, what do you want ultimately out of this relationship? Because the problem with long-distance relationships is at some point, if you want to continue, then someone's going to have to move. So either you're going to have to move to the US or he's going to have to move to Mexico. And if neither one of you wants to move, then what are you going to do? Are you going to have some sort of, quote unquote, understanding where, you see each other, but it's not exclusive? And so when you're home, you see who you want, he sees who he wants to see, and yet you still continue to speak and to see each other whenever. That's one sort of arrangement. You have to come to an agreement. But what do you want? Do you want to marry him? Do you want to move in with him? What do you want? So you need to ask yourself that. I mean, don't break up with him simply because of a text. You don't know the whole story. Yeah, he probably is seeing someone else. That's what happens with long-distance relationships. It's hard to a lot of people for them to be alone, and so they figure, well, I'll have someone else on the side here in town, and my long-distance partner won't know about it. It won't hurt them, which sounds like a good idea until, of course, a text gets sent to the wrong person. So the universe was helping you out here. So now, he says he's processing what he's going to do. You need to process, what are you going to do? What do you want? And, it's not good that he thinks, well, I'm not going anywhere. You don't ever want anyone to think that you're never going anywhere under any circumstance, because they take advantage of that and they know they can get away with anything and do anything. And they also don't have respect for you because now you're a doormat. And as a woman, then you come across as low value. And if you're a man, you come across as a beta male, because it's like, I can do anything and they're not going anywhere. That's the worst position to put yourself in. So you need to figure out how you're going to handle this situation and not just worry about getting him back, but how are you going to show up for yourself and let him know that you're not going to just be around no matter what. And you said, how can I show up for myself? you need to love yourself and you need to put yourself first. He's not your fiance, he's not your husband, so you come first. What is going to work for you? What do you want? What is going to make you happy? And if that means, as I mentioned earlier, that you continue to see each other and yet you both have people that you see also in your cities, or you can just see them casually while looking for someone else. I don't think you totally have to cut contact at this point. That's just your ego talking, like, I'm going to tell them to get out of my life. Well, that'll last for a few weeks while you're angry, and then what? Then you're going to want him back. Okay, so if anyone has any questions or comments about this podcast, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net, where you can also reach me about private coaching. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And in the meantime, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.